Okay, let's continue our next part of the chapter, human body and organ system. Now, in this part, we learn about our blood circulatory system and our heart, how it functions and how it looks. Let's start. Blood circulatory system. Now, if you see, circulatory system perform the function of transport of various substances like water, hormones, oxygen, and soluble nutrients, as well as waste materials. Okay, so this is all a part of our circulatory system. Now, hormones, we get the hormones inside our body through the different organs of our body. An independent system for blood circulation is present in humans and higher animals. So there is a system of blood circulation which is present in humans also and in higher animals also. Now, what is the meaning of higher animals? Higher animals are the bigger animals, okay, not the small animals. It consists of the heart. Now, this is present in humans as well as animals. Blood vessels and capillaries. Heart. Now, if you see on your screen, this is the heart which is present in our body as well. Heart is present almost at the center of the thoracic cage. So our heart is present at the center of the thoracic cage. We already saw a thoracic cavity which is near the lungs. So heart is present at almost the center of the thoracic cage. Not totally at the center, almost the center, as you can see in the screen. It is present behind the ribs between the two lungs and slightly inclined on the left hand side. Size of the heart is like it's one fist and its weight is around 360 grams. Heart is covered by a double layered pericardial membrane. Okay, it is a double layered membrane which is called as a pericardial membrane. A fluid is present between two membranes due to which heart is protected from friction and mechanical shocks. Now, very important, mechanical shocks, friction. Mechanical means suppose we get hurt on our body, as well as suppose there is friction when our heart is pumping, there is friction. So this fluid is present between the two membranes of the heart and it protects the heart. See how the heart is pumping. The human heart is nothing but a muscular organ. Involuntary cardiac muscles are present in the human heart. They contract and relax with a definite rhythm. There is a definite rhythm, as in if you are at rest, the heart is pumping at a certain rate, or the heart is beating at a certain rate. If you run or you do any activity, or you get worried or you take some stress or you're happy, or according to your motions, physical and emotional motions, the heart beats. As the reason we say it contracting and relaxing with a definite rhythm. This is how the heart is beating. Now, internal part of the heart. The heart is divided into how many parts? Left and the right side, which are called as compartments. Okay, the left compartment and the right compartment, which is further divided into vertical partitions. Each of those compartments are divided into two chambers. Thus, in all, heart consists of total 4 chambers, as you can see on the screen, top 2 and bottom 2. Upper chambers are called as atria, okay, which is nothing but in singular, it is called as atrium, two together, atria. Lower chambers are called as the ventricles, okay. Top chambers, atriums or atria, lower chambers are ventricles. Let's continue with the blood vessels. Structure and the functions of the blood vessels which are there in our body. So if you see, because of the heart, there is blood continuously flowing in all parts of our body. Can you see on the screen? Blood is coming inside, getting oxygenated, and then going to all parts of our body. So due to this, blood continuously circulates to the blood vessels. There are two types of blood vessels which are called as arteries and veins. First thing is we'll see the arteries. You can see the heart is pumping, blood is passing. Heart is pumping, blood is passing. Blood vessels which carry the blood away from the heart are called as arteries. A very important point. All arteries carry oxygenated blood. So arteries have to carry oxygenated blood which goes to all parts of your body. Except pulmonary artery, that is one carrying blood to the lung. So pulmonary artery only carries blood to our lungs. The right pulmonary artery is deeply located in the body and their walls are thick. Walls means the outer covering. These vessels do not have walls. Two main types of blood vessels. Now first for the arteries, let's check something about veins. Now veins, what happens? Vessels carrying the blood towards the heart from various parts of the body are called as veins. Okay, so this deoxygenated blood which is going to your heart is called as your veins. They carry deoxygenated blood. So except pulmonary vein which carries blood from the lungs. So whatever is carried to the lungs, okay, this has no connection with the heart. It has a different setup, like how other parts of the body take blood from oxygenated, deoxygenated. Lung has a different setup which connects to the heart. Most of the veins are superficially located in the body. Superficially means we do not know exactly the position unless we do a scan of our body. With our hand, we can only notice certain veins which we can see. Certain veins cannot be seen. Walls of veins are very thick. Walls of veins are very thin and they are provided with valves. Okay, valves, why valves? Matlab, when it bahar jata hai, that time the outlet closes. It's like the air passage of a bicycle tire. Okay, you have to press the air with the filler and then the air goes in and then we remove it, automatically it closes. That's called a valve. Next, we'll see what are capillaries. Arteries gradually branch out with decrease in their diameter as they spread in the body. So what happens? Same thing with arteries. Veins normally don't branch out, but arteries have different branches, which, if you can see on the screen, they are dividing into different parts and they are spread in the entire body. They finally form hair-like vessels, which are called as capillaries. Walls of capillaries are extremely thin and made up of a single layer of cells. So if you see the wall of the capillaries in the outer covering, they are very, very thin. Okay, and they have only single layer of cells. This is the main reason why exchange of materials between capillaries and cells become very easy. Materials can be exchanged out and in between capillaries and cells and it becomes very easy. During this exchange, what happens? Oxygen, nutrients, hormones, vitamins, all these things are sent towards the cell and waste materials of the cell move into the blood. Now these capillaries unite together to form vessels of more diameter. Okay, so they are all forming together vessels which are having a fatter diameter, which you can see on the red and the blue pipe. These are called as the down part is called as the veins. Capillary network is present in each organ of our body. Now how the heart functions? Let's go behind in history. William Harvey described the mechanism of circulation in the body. So William Harvey, the scientist, said that there is some circulation in the body because of which blood is going from all parts of the body in one place to another. So he said that heart is nothing but a pump which is circulating blood to all parts of our body. So he discovered the working mechanism of the valves of the heart. Blood circulation through the heart functioning and of the heart is a very important thing to learn. Process of pumping the blood towards various parts of the body and bringing it back towards the heart is called as blood circulation. Very important point. Pumping the blood from various parts of the body or towards various parts of the body and coming back towards the heart is called as blood circulation. Pumping of the heart, as you can see, to maintain the continuity in circulation, heart alternatively contracts and relax. Contracts means it's like bada chota, big small. That is called contracting and relaxing. As you can see on the screen, how the heart is contracting and relaxing. Consecutive single contraction relaxation of the heart constitutes a single heartbeat. So एक बार contract होगा, relax होगा, उसको बोलते हैं एक heart beat. Some extra knowledge. In a healthy person, there are 72 beats of the heart per minute. So it should hover around 70 to 100 or probably 60 to 100. Rate of the heartbeat increases due to if you do some physical exercise, our emotion, anger. If you scream at someone, then heartbeat might increase. We get scared. Okay, these all things. Similarly, it has been observed that it decreases during the when we are resting or sleeping, heartbeat rate decreases. And for infants, the heartbeat rate is more compared to adults. Two types of sounds are heard during a heartbeat. One is described as lub dub. Okay, this is just some for some extra knowledge. Heart pumps about 75 ml of blood during each beat. So in one beat, 75 ml of blood is pumped. Blood components and its function. Now, the blood. Blood is a red colored fluid material. Okay, we all must have seen blood live in front of our eyes anytime in our life. Blood is red colored and it is a fluid connective tissue. The oxygenated blood is deep red colored. So when suppose you get hurt or somewhere and suppose there is deep red color blood which comes out, that is your oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood is deep red colored and it is salty in taste. Now please don't try to test it by removing blood or anything. Okay. pH value, that is the hydrogen value on it, is around 7.4. Blood is made up of two components, plasma and blood cells. Okay, so blood, if you can see here, this is plasma. It contains around 90 to 92% of water. 6 to 8% of proteins also are there in that, and around inorganic salts which are not organic in nature. Albumin also is there in blood. It distributes the water to all parts of the body or all over the body. This is the function of albumin. Then comes globulin, which is present in the blood. What it does? Globulins, it protects our body from viruses. Okay. Fibrinogen and prothrombin. Okay. What does this do? It helps in the blood clotting process. Blood clotting matlab when we get hurt or when we get an injury, if we just hold a cloth or we put a cotton on it, after a while the blood stops. Why it stops? Because of the fibrinogen and prothrombin which is present in our blood. Okay, if the blood doesn't stop, that means the platelet count is low and fibrinogen and prothrombin levels are low in your blood. Contains an inorganic ion, that is Ca, Na and K. Ca means calcium, Na is sodium and K is potassium. It controls the function of muscles and the nerves as well. Now, blood cells, RBCs, first thing, that is red blood corpuscles. They are small, circular and enucleated cells. If you can see, there is a small dip in between. That's why they are called enucleated cells. These cells appear red due to the presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is very important for the functioning of our cells. Oxygen dissolves in blood due to hemoglobin. So if you see oxygen which is going from your cells to the red blood corpuscles, 50 to 60 lakh RBCs are present in each cubic millimeter of blood for a normal functioning of our body. RBCs are produced in red bone marrow and live for around 100 to 127 days. Now, what is white blood cells? They are large, nucleated and colorless cells. They don't have any color. That's why they are called as white blood cells. 5,000 to 10,000 white blood cells are present per millimeter cube of blood. There are 5 types of WBCs which are called as basophils, eosinophil. If you do your blood test or your CBC, you will get all these details in your blood test report. Neutrophils, it has to be, all have to be in the normal levels, monocytes and lymphocytes as well. WBCs, they are present in the bone marrow. Okay, if you can see, this is the covering of your bone. Sorry, the covering, no, the joining of two parts of your the thigh to the leg or the knee to the calf and so on. So this is your bone marrow, and WBCs are produced in this bone marrow. They are nothing but the soldiers in our body. Why we call them soldiers? Because they attack the pathogens entering our body. Suppose any bacteria, viruses enter, they attack them. That is, only they'll attack them if our immunity is good. Platelets. They are extremely small and disc cell shaped. So if you see, sometimes if you have got a disease like dengue, okay, your platelet count become less. So these small disc shaped cells type things which are there small, they are called as platelets, small plates. They become less. 2.5 to 4 lakh are present for normal functioning of our body. It shouldn't be less than that. Platelets participate in the blood clotting process, as I said before. What does blood do? Transports gases. Oxygen is carried via blood from lungs to the cells in various parts of the body, and carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. They even transport the nutrients like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids. If you can see how they are transporting nutrients, whatever food we eat, it gets transferred. Nutrients only get transported to the blood, and if our blood is healthy, our body is healthy. Waste materials, nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, creatinine are released by tissues into the blood, which carries those to kidney for excretion. You can see it goes to the kidney and then it gets excreted outside. The waste materials, enzymes and hormones for our growth, enzyme and hormones from the site of their production due to the site of their actions. Okay. Now why it is said, now why they are coming all to the throat? Because our voice also changes because of the hormonal action in our body. As we grow, our voice changes. Thermoregulation also, body temperature is maintained and remains constant around 37 or 98.6 for a normal body temperature, and this is because of the thermoregulation. Maintaining balance of minerals, potassium, sodium, calcium, all this have to be in a perfect balance. So blood does that. If we get an injury or something, platelets and protein called fibrinogen, as we said before, they form a clot and seal the injury automatically. Protection also, antibodies are produced in the blood and they protect the body from microbes and other harmful particles. Blood group, we all know that we can measure or we can know a blood group if we do a blood test, or when we are born we also know our blood group. That time also it is told. Antigens and antibodies which are present in our blood. 4 named types of human blood are there, as it is said, O, A, B, A, and B. Besides, there are 2 types of rapid antigens which are present in our blood. They have 4 different groups: A plus, B plus, A positive, as we said, AB positive, O positive, A negative, B negative, AB negative, or O negative. These are all the blood groups. Okay. Blood donation, we all know that if someone loses a lot of blood, we can donate. A healthy body can donate blood. Blood is transfused in case of patients. It is anemia, they lose blood. Thalassemia, at time they lose. During cancer also they need a lot of blood. Blood transfusion is carried out to compensate the blood storage in the body, which is called as transfusion of blood. Now, for blood transfusion, from where is this blood supplied? From blood banks. Okay, we go and donate blood there, and healthy people can donate blood there and they store the blood, and whenever there is a demand, they can supply their blood. Person who donates blood is called as a blood donor. Person of the blood group O can donate blood to any other blood group. Okay, so very important. Suppose your blood group is O, you can donate blood to anyone. All the others, it can, you have to have that particular blood group. So for example, now if you see AB blood group also, they can receive blood, but they can't donate. They can receive blood from any other blood group. So blood group O is called as a universal donor, and blood group AB is a universal receiver or a recipient. Blood groups are hereditary and depend upon the gene inherited from the parents. Okay, so whatever gene the parents have, children also get the same blood group. So obviously, whenever we lose blood, exact match of the blood has to be in our body. If it is not matched according, and it can random blood is given, then it can be dangerous for us. Blood donation is obviously very life-saving when we are bleeding, operations, okay, during pregnancy, accidents. Best donation is called as blood donation. Blood production always occurs continuously in our body. 350 ml of blood is collected from the person during donation, 350 ml. And our body restores the fluid part of it within 24 hours. So within 24 hours, this 350 ml is recovered. Breastfeeding pregnant women cannot donate blood. Pregnant and breastfeeding women cannot donate blood at all because they lose a lot of blood, and that time they cannot donate blood. It will be harmful for their health. 1st October is observed as the blood donation day, and any person above 18 years of age can around 3 to 4 times a year he or she can donate blood. Now we know about blood pressure. You must have heard of it. Doctor must have taken it. Sometimes ours or maybe our grandparents or parents. Okay, so the pressure of the blood, like how it is contracting, relaxing, that is taken through the blood pressure. Okay, so that is the valve. So out and in, because of the pressure of the blood, it cannot increase, it cannot decrease, it has to be normal. Too much blood, high blood pressure also is not good, low blood pressure also is not good. Pressure recorded during the contraction of the heart is called as the systolic pressure, and relaxation time is called as the diastolic pressure. Blood pressure of a healthy person, it should be around 120 by 80 mm to 139 by 89 mm. It is measured with the help of a sphygmomanometer. Okay, this is your blood pressure machine. Nowadays there are digital machines also which come. Hypertension, it is called as high blood pressure. High blood pressure is nothing called as hypertension. Hypertension doesn't mean that too much tension we got. No, it's high blood pressure. If a person is having hypertension, that means he has high blood pressure issues. The arteries of the person with hypertension, unnecessarily there is a tension which comes, because of which tension means it becomes a bit pressed and narrow. If you see from year to year, the arteries are, but there is a tension coming. That's the reason blood is not passing well. So heart needs to perform more function in a normal condition. In case of a hypertension time, heartbeat rate increases, which is not good for our body. Systolic, diastolic, normal blood pressure is around so much. Hypertension time it becomes so much, stage 1, and hypertension stage 2, it is so much, which is not good. So all these blood groups were discovered by Karl Landsteiner in 1900. He won the Nobel Prize in 19. Now what is hematology? Branch of medical science which deals with when we study blood, hematopoietic organs, blood diseases, all this blood study is called as hematology. And whenever we go to check take a blood report or anything, all those people are hematologists. They know how to check blood and how to take blood, as well as how to measure each component of the blood. Fine. So I hope you understood this chapter. If you have any doubts, we can discuss it in our lecture. It should be offline. Bye everyone.